like to call the January 26, 2021 Finance meeting to order. Pursuant to the Illinois Attorney General's guidance to public bodies on the Open Meetings Act during the COVID pandemic, dated July 2nd, 2020, county board members may participate without being physically present in compliance with the established provision. A physical quorum of the members is not present. However, pursuant to Section 7E of the Open Meetings Act, members are permitted to attend remotely. Either one member of the committee, the chief administrative officer, or our chief legal counsel are physically present at the regular meeting location. In-person attendance and public comments are allowed, subject to attendance limitations required to ensure the health and safety of those who attend. With that, can we please have a roll call? Here.
I'm having trouble hearing you, but I'm here.
Member Chavez?
Here.
Member Covert? Member Desart?
Here.
Member DeCiani? Member Eckhoff?
Here.
Member Garcia?
Here.
Member Hart?
Here.
Member Krajewski? Member LaPlante?
Here.
Member Ozak?
Here.
Member Pachalski?
Here.
Member Renahan?
Here.
Member Rutledge?
Here.
Member Schwarzy?
Here.
Member Selman?
Here.
Member Tornatori?
Here.
Member Zay?
Okay, great, thank you. We have a quorum. We'll move on to item number 3, public comment. I am advised that we do have one public comment. So Dana, if you would please.
We do. This public comment from Tina Finch, subject HN 3653. I support this historic bill and reject resolution. That's the end of the comment.
Great, thank you so much, Dana. And with that, I'll move on to chairman remarks. I just have a few quick remarks. Good morning, everyone. Great to see you. On Friday, February 15th, Jeff Martinowitz, Nick Kottmeyer, DuPage County Auditor Bill White, and Vice Chair Kadrewski and I had our first meeting regarding the procurement process. We would like to look into hiring a consultant to evaluate our software system to make sure we are using the system to its full capacity. We hope that by working with a consultant, we can develop a survey to get employees to get their input and provide training to prove efficiency. We hope to bring that contract forward within the month. And with that, I would like to move on to item number 5, discussion. Today we have Mary Keating, and she's going to be giving us an update of the Federal Emergency Rental Assistance Program.
Thank you, Member Chaplin. Good morning, everyone. I wanted to give you an update on the status of new emergency rental assistance program. So in December of 2020, the COVID relief legislation, next slide, please, thank you, included $25 billion for a national program for rental assistance. I think Wendy's going to share my slide. Are we, I'm not seeing the slides. Is anybody else?
Technical issues, Mary.
Okay.
Hang on 1 second.
There we go. Thank you. The most recent relief legislation included $25 billion for a national program for rental assistance. To the best of my knowledge, this is the first time that the federal government has ever passed a program similar to this that to be used exclusively for rental assistance. And it's certainly of a scale that's beyond anything we've ever seen for programs that can be used for rental assistance. So the funds were allocated to communities over 200,000 populations. The allocations are done strictly on a per capita basis. There's no adjustment for unemployment rates or poverty rates or anything like that. Illinois is receiving a total of $835 million. There are 10 counties and the city of Chicago that are eligible for a direct allocation. So DuPage's allocation is just over 27.3 million. The exact number is $27,357,319.80. Just to give you some perspective on how large of a number that is, in 2019, if you combined all of the nonprofit agencies as well as our department who administered rental assistance funds, the total amount we administered in 2019 was 1.3 million. So we're talking about a scale basically 20 times of what we were doing in 2019. Probably one of the most challenging aspects, in addition to the scale, is the fact that 65% of the funds have to be spent by the end of September. Next slide, please. So the basics of the program are that it has to be used for renter households. I've had questions about mortgage assistance. This is strictly a rental assistance program. The feds did not include, Congress did not include funds for mortgage assistance in this program. Eligible households have to be under 80% of the area median, which, as an example, for a family of 4, that's 72,800. A 2-person household would be 58,250. The bill also requests that communities prioritize households below 50% of median income and those who've been long-term unemployed. So for that same family of 4, 50% of the median would be 45,500. For a 2-person household, that's 36,400. The long-term unemployed is defined by having been unemployed for at least 90 days. So 90% of the funds have to be used for either rent arrearages, utilities, or utility arrearages. And then 10% can be used for administrative costs and housing stability services. So housing stability services would include things like case management, working directly with tenants, as well as legal fees and other issues like that. Any time that our staff spend on this, the finance or the auditor or IT, those that would all be under administrative costs. And like all of the rental assistance programs that we administer, the payments go to the landlords or the utility companies. There is a provision that tenants could be paid directly if the landlord refuses to participate in the program. But first and foremost, the first choice is to have the payment directly go to the landlord. Next slide, please. So there's a couple options that we're looking at in terms of how we would implement this program. The first is to create and deliver a DuPage specific program. So that would mean that we would handle all aspects of the design, the processing of applications, the marketing of the program, and reporting back to Treasury. Everything would be completely within our control. So the advantages of that are that we would be able to design it specifically the way we wanted. We could prioritize it the way that we chose to do. Downside is that we're responsible for every aspect of it. We could also be looking at some confusion among residents if DuPage has one set of guidelines and maybe Kane or the state of Illinois have a different set. The second option would be partnering with the state or the collar counties on some level of a coordinated program. This would allow us to design and market a program in cooperation with our partners. That would lead to more consistency in messaging and probably a sort of economy of scale on the marketing side. The processing, which is really where the yeoman's work is, would be managed by either the state or some other third party. But the reporting would always remain the responsibility, reporting back to Treasury, that is, would always remain the responsibility of the county because we are a direct recipient. And then the third option would be some sort of hybrid model, something between the two, where we would be participating in a state or regional program, but we'd hold back a portion of the funds for some specific targeted population or purpose. The next slide, please. So where we are today, we're in discussions with the Illinois Housing Development Authority. So IDA is the branch of the state government that is has been tasked with actually managing the state's program. As I mentioned, the state overall is getting 834 million. About 500, just over 500 million of that is going directly to the state, with about 300 million being divided between those direct recipients. So the state, regardless of what we or any other direct recipient decide to do, the state will be standing up a program through IDA. So IDA has opened discussions with the 10 counties and the city of Chicago who are direct recipients, looking at the possibility of some sort of program where our funds would be sort of segregated out and held specifically for DuPage applications for some period of time, and then potentially opened up to like a regional pool. The benefit of doing it that way would be that we could ensure that DuPage residents had access to the DuPage funds. But I think we can all agree that everyone wins if everyone's funds get fully spent. So we want to avoid evictions on the west side of Aurora just as much as we want to avoid it on the east side of Aurora. So it's imperative for all of us that these funds get spent within the deadlines. So IDA is in the process of preparing a draft for program design and intergovernmental agreement. They've committed to sending it to us within the next week or two. And then they're asking that any of the direct recipients get back to them by the end of February, whether whether we want to join in kind of a partnership with IDA or whether we want to do this on our own. In the meantime, we're exploring what kind of technology and staffing we would need for a DuPage specific program. I don't think I can overestimate the staffing pressures that will be on whoever manages this program. As I mentioned, it's of a scale that we certainly don't have the internal capacity to manage. So regardless of how we implement these funds, if we're doing it on our own, we need technology and staffing resources. So we've been looking at some software packages that are out there that would assist residents and landlords in uploading all the required documentation, which is pretty extensive. And then also opportunities for any kind of staffing resources. So just I did a really back of the envelope kind of calculation of what we'd be looking at in staffing. I reached out to Choose DuPage just to identify what kind of time commitments they had on a per application basis. I then increased that time commitment per application, because in our case, we'd be, for every application, we're actually dealing with two separate entities. We're dealing with the tenant and all the paperwork that and documentation they have to provide us. We're also dealing with the landlord and making sure that those documents are connected, that we have the proper information from both parties. My rough estimate based on that is if we were to implement this over a 6-month program, we're probably looking at somewhere between 17 and 20 full-time staff that would be needed strictly on the processing part. That does not take into account what burdens would also be on our finance department for actually cutting checks to the landlords, HR, IT, the support departments that would be helping us with the staffing and the technology. So it's a significant resource need to stand this up. And then finally, we are having discussions with our nonprofit partners about if we were to hold back some funds, if we were to do that hybrid model, what exactly would we be looking at? Would we be looking at a utility program? Would we be looking at reaching out to the families that we've already assisted through our coronavirus relief funds? We know that many of them are still in need, so we could kind of get an early jump on assisting those folks. So we're having those conversations. So those are the basics of the program and kind of where we are on discussions, and I'm happy to take any questions.
Does anybody have any questions for Mary? Member Selman?
Right, thank you, Member Chaplin. I have a couple quick questions. One was for the documents that we'll be providing for people. Are we going to have those in multiple languages, or will we have some translator services? I'm just thinking about my district, and I know there's a lot of Hispanic and Spanish-speaking families and Polish families that I'm sure will need this assistance.
Sure. I think most of the software solutions that are out there have an integration with Google Translate. We can also certainly any kind of written forms. We, as a matter of practice, have things translated into Spanish on a regular basis. So that's absolutely not just language access, but access for individuals with disabilities. We would make sure that whatever technology that we utilize is fully accessible from those two.
Great. And then for the staff and technology use, are you able to use dollars out of this rental fund? Is it CARES dollars, or do we need to come up with money to pay for this?
Well, as I mentioned, there's 10% of these funds can be used for admin and housing stability services. So we would have to balance between the need for, case management, as well as, anything for staffing and technology would have to come out of.
And then my just last comment / suggestion would be to try to loop in the schools when we're marketing this. I'm just thinking a lot of low-income kids, it's probably easier to get it that way and get it home to their guardians than trying to go through the nonprofit, sort of both attach. Yeah.
Absolutely. And regardless of which direction we go for the implementation, the marketing is absolutely crucial. When we had one of the conversations with IDA, they said, well, that the best way to ensure that your residents are getting assistance is to make sure that applications are coming from your community. So we're already talking about sort of internally within staff about how do we reach those hard to reach populations? What, there's the DuPage Federation, the health department, there's a number of different organizations that are sort of putting together discussions about inclusion, diversity and inclusion, and the census group. There's lots of ways that we want to make sure that we're getting to those hardest hit families.
All right, those are all my questions. Thank you so much, as always, for being on top of this.
Sure.
Member Krajewski?
Yeah, thank you, Chairwoman. I would lean towards us taking the program. I hate to have any program run by the state of Illinois. And then you'd mentioned about the potential consultant coming in, looking at our current ERP system, which is used by a lot of governments throughout the state. And just maybe we ask those guys to look to see if there is a module, because I think some states and counties use that same system. They already have some module built into that system that will be able to do the tracking, the uploading of all the documents, et cetera, that's going to be needed. But I would definitely look into us running the program versus letting the state take it over.
Thank you, Member Krajewski. Any member Dessert?
Thank you, Chairman. Just one quick question. I noticed that 10% allowable for administrative fees. Do you think, Mary, that the $2.7 million will be enough for IT and the bodies needed to administer this program?
That's really difficult to say, because I also don't know what they're anticipating in terms of how, what housing stability services we need. So do legal fees or late fees or legal assistance, does that all have to come out of that 10%? I imagine it will be enough, but it's difficult to know. One of the, certainly one of the benefits of doing a cooperative program is that we don't have to make any technology investments on our own. We would be sharing the cost of that with other partners.
Thank you.
Thank you. Member Puchowski?
I share the concerns that Mr. Krajewski has, and I'm wondering, we're almost in February, and, as Member Selman said, there's communities that don't have access to the internet, and but I think the marketing with this has to get out immediately. And if time is of the essence, I think we may be better off doing this on our own, because I think we need to really jump on this, because this is something that's really needed in especially communities like Addison. Thank you.
Thank you, Member Puchowski. Any other questions? Oh, Member LaPlante and then Member Tornatori.
Thank you, Chairman. Mary, thank you so much for this report. Two questions. One is in terms of the hybrid model, because I share some of my colleagues' concerns about timeliness and making sure that we can implement this as quickly as possible. In terms of a hybrid model, can we share with local neighboring counties to offset some of that, obviously the marketing, but it looks like even with a hybrid, would we still be responsible for the staffing and, as you said, the processing part, which is where all the heavy lifting really occurs? Would the hybrid model help with that section?
Well, yeah, and it would depend on how much we hold back and how much we partner with participating communities. So if we were to hold back a smaller portion, somewhere in the, it's challenging to say 5 million is a small amount. But if we were to hold back, say, let's say 20% of the funding, we could probably do it with our existing, not necessarily existing staff, but certainly existing technology. We wouldn't need quite the robust technology need. So it kind of depends on how much we balance. And I do understand the concerns of members Krajewski and Pachalski in terms of working with the state. I will say that I think that the Illinois Housing Development Authority has been, they did run a program last fall through the state's coronavirus relief fund that was, so they've already done this once. This new program has a little more nuance in terms of the required documentation from the renter household. So I think they've been very open to listening to the concerns and the questions of the direct recipient counties. Obviously, we need to see what their specific proposal is in terms of program design, timeline, those kinds of things. I don't know, to be honest. I don't know that we can get this up and running any more quickly than they can. They already have a technology platform that would, as I said, would need some tweaks with the new program. We'd be starting from scratch. So for them, it's a matter of, are they going to run a $500 million program or an $800 million program? For us, it's, are we going to run a program at all? Or are we going to run a small program? So there's kind of different levels of decision-making there. Member Tornatore is actually on the IDA board. So if he wouldn't mind, I'd like to hear him chime in. I believe he's had some conversations with IDA.
Yes, Member.
Sure. Thank you. Thank you, Mary. Thank you, Madam Chairman. I am on the IDA board. I've been on the IDA board for 7 years, or about 8 years, actually. This program has been implemented by IDA with about $350 million previous to this most recent allocation from the feds. So they have the software, they have the personnel, they have the mechanics to hit the ground running on this. When this allocation first came up, and Mary and I had some discussions a couple of weeks ago, the primary concern with letting the state take our money and essentially administer it and facilitate it to our residents who needed the rental assistance was to make sure that our DuPage residents were first in line to get the DuPage allocation of money. That was our concern. At that time, IDA said, and correct me if I'm wrong, Mary, they were going to do everything they could to ensure that. That was okay, but it really wasn't enough for Mary and I. So we kind of brainstormed and came up with what might be called this hybrid model. And it was presented to IDA, who were receptive to it and are working through a plan. And essentially what that hybrid model would be, and this is just a general overview, is that our money, our 27.5 million, would go into somewhat of like a separate pot. And the state of Illinois through IDA would market it, do everything that would be necessary to get the money to our residents and ensure that our residents got first crack at our money that was in that separate pot. On a date certain, sometime prior to when that money needs to be spent before it has to get swept or will get swept back to the feds, we will have to complete the program. Any money that's left over then would go into the IDA fund to be used for the rest of the state. And conversely, if we exceed the amount of money that we have in our pot of money, then we would be able to participate in any excess that any other county would have that would then go into the fund. So I don't think anybody wants to give any money back. I don't think anybody has a problem with everybody getting the money here in DuPage that we're entitled to. And if we don't spend the money, if we can help somebody in Winnebago County, that's so much the better. And again, conversely, we might be able to participate in that as well. IDA seems to be receptive to that request. Again, I can tell you that they're very efficient at doing this. They've done it before. I'm not on the nuts and bolts of it on a regular basis, so I see it once a month at a board meeting, but I can tell you that over 8 years, I can attest that they are unlike any other state agency. They're very efficient. They're a $1 billion plus authority and are run very efficiently. So I think that if we can somehow protect our money for our residents and still use IDA's infrastructure that they already have, it will certainly save money. We'll be able to get this money out to our people much quicker than if we have to create the model ourselves out here. We'll know what the cost is going to be. I think it'll be much cheaper, and ultimately out of that $27.3 million, I think more of the money is going to go to the residents and less money will go to administrative costs if we can share it with the state. That's kind of the overview of where we're at right now. We still have to cross some T's and dot some I's. IDA's going to have to take it to the IDA board. We're going to have to look at it again. We have to be comfortable in DuPage that our money is going to go to our people as best it can, and yet take advantage of everything that IDA has up until now. So while I share the concerns that are being raised about the state of Illinois taking our money, I think if we have somewhat of a protection and that money is going to be segregated in some way to be used for our people first and foremost, I'm comfortable with that. Mary, I don't know, did I miss anything or is there anything you want to add?
No, I think I would echo everything that you've said. Obviously we're still waiting the specifics on the program plan and the IGA that we will get from IDA, but that's why, we wanted to bring this presentation today, was so that we could start this discussion. We could identify what the concerns are of the board so that when it's time to make a decision, we can have we've at least laid the groundwork for, where do we stand on this?
Excuse me?
Thank you. Are there any other questions?
Yes,
Member Ozog, please.
thank you. This question is for Sam and Mary. Is it possible that we hold on to the $27 million and then make disbursements to IDA? Who has the custody of the grant money or the money?
I'll answer that if you don't mind, Sam, and then if you want to chime in. So the county has, similar to the Coronavirus Relief Fund, the county has received the funding already. And so I would envision some sort of process whereby IDA reports to us, here's the number of residents in DuPage that were assisted, this week or, in this biweekly period, and then we reimburse IDA. We haven't identified that. That's one of the details that will be in the IGA and the program design. But I would imagine it would work that way rather than us, turning over a large sum of funds to them for them to draw down. I think it would be a simpler process, to use your custody phrase, for us to keep custody of the money and then reimburse IDA as quickly as is needed.
Well, that's somewhat of a reassurance, but my other question is, would you would be able to put something like this into your IGA, right? In terms of the disbursement and I guess failure to not perform, something along those lines?
Oh, sure. Yeah, you would absolutely, the IGA and the program plan would absolutely identify, how the money flows from us to them, to the tenants or the landlords.
Thank you.
Just to, the other thing to think about when we're talking about if we were to take on the entire program ourselves, we're probably talking about somewhere in the 4,000 to 6,000 household range, the number of households we could probably assist based on, an estimate of maybe between $4,000 and $5,000 per house. So that's, 5,000 individual checks to individual landlords that have to be prepared by our finance department, that have to be reviewed by the auditor. So like I said, it's a heavy lift for a number of different departments within the county.
Member Renahan?
Thank you, Madam Chairwoman. I just want to emphasize too, laying this out, we have 7 months to get this money out. So time really is of the essence. As much as we have faith in Mary Keating to do so many things with our community services, to get something out that's 20 times the scope of what we've already been doing is just, I think, unrealistic. So I'm glad that Member Tornatore has kind of laid out what IDA has in mind. I think, again, I agree with everyone, we want DuPage County residents, first of all, to take, and then, but if we can share it, amongst the collar counties, I think that's great too. So we're talking, Mary and I have talked about possibly even $1 million toward marketing. I mean, I think the biggest thing is to get the word out so people can take advantage of it. As IDA gives us the information, I think we're going to be able to work faster. It's just it's already been a month or so, and it's a little more slow going than maybe we would like. But I appreciate everyone's input. And if you'd like to go to HHS and share there, we're happy to have you there too.
Any other questions from the board?
Real quick.
Okay, Member DeCiani.
Thank you. Has IDA ever taken on anything like this as far as scope? And what's their track record of getting checks out to the landlords and taking care of something like this?
Yeah, they absolutely have. So last year, the state of Illinois took a portion of, and Member Tornatore can certainly chime in, but I'll tell you what I know about it. So last year, the state of Illinois took a portion of their coronavirus relief funds and gave it to IDA for rent and mortgage assistance. So they actually ran 2 separate programs. One was $150 million rental assistance program, and the other was $150 million mortgage assistance program. So they built the software platform. So they absolutely have run something of a. Now this is, a couple times over what the size of those programs were, but they have run a very large scale rental assistance program. That's kind of one of the advantages of the second round is they're now sort of going through the process of what are we going to tweak, what worked really well, what changes do we need to make. So everything that I've seen, that program worked quite well. There were several thousand applications from DuPage County residents so folks have already been assisted through the IDA program last fall. I don't know if Member Tornatore wants to chime in on that at all.
Madam Chair, if I could add, they have done this. Again, as Mary just said, they have completed. I've seen it. The infrastructure is in place. Whether we give them our $27.5 million or not, IDA is going to get upwards of about $500 million from the state to do this statewide, whether we give them the money or not. So they'll have the infrastructure. We're just a small percentage of what the total package would be. And I'm comfortable in what they've done up until now, from what I see as an IDA board member, that they are competent in getting it out to the people. So we need IDA probably on this more than IDA needs us. I would never say that to the IDA board, but from our perspective, it will get the money out much quicker to people with a lot less stress on our staff, because we would have to, again, create a program and start from scratch. And as long as we have some oversight, and all of this is pending on the IGA to ensure that we have some control over our funds for our people, which was always our concern, then I think we're essentially letting IDA do most, if not all, of the work, and we'll reap those benefits. I'm not promoting IDA. I'm on their board. I'm not saying we have to do it. It's obviously a board decision for us, but the concerns that you might otherwise have, from my perspective, are generally not to be applied to IDA as they are with other state agencies. They're very good at what they do.
Okay, thank you.
As
Any
a
other
follow-up,
member DeCiani?
yeah, I just want to make sure that our residents get their fair share. I feel a big sucking sensation coming out of Cook County on this. I would assume IDA is doing Cook County's allocations. I don't know if we have any confirmation on that or not, but I just want to make sure that our residents get what they need to get them through this, and it does not, doesn't go to Cook County necessarily, unless we have extra. If we have extra, that's great. But I want to make sure our residents get their fair share. That's my biggest concern. But I'm all for allowing IDA to do it if they've got a good track record. We've seen what happened with IDES in this situation, and it's been horrible. Talk about an agency that's failed our people, IDES, with the unemployment, with the fraud, and the difficulty in reaching to the state to get benefits has been tough. But if IDA's got a track record of proven responsibility, then I think this is a good move.
IDA is administering, I'm sorry, Madam Chair, IDA is administering Cook County as they are the entire state. And your concern about Cook County taking grabbing with both hands, if you will, was exactly the question that I put to the executive director at IDA after Mary and I talked. We want to be sure that Cook County doesn't get our money if our people still are in need of assistance. So they're aware of it, and they know that I'm an elected official out here and I'm going to protect our people. So that's why I think they've been somewhat willing to sit down and talk to us to try to get this rolling as best we can.
Thank you. Are there any further comments from the board members?
Yes, I just have a quick question about timing. Mary, you told us when the funds have to be dispersed by the end of September, and Member Renahan emphasized that's a very short window. So backing into it, when does this decision need to be made so we can start implementing and getting the structure up and running?
Well, in terms of any discussions with IDA is asking for a solid commitment one way or the other by the end of February. Obviously, we can't really make that decision until we've received the draft IGA and program plan from them. So that's why we're kind of working on this parallel track where I'm trying to identify, what technology resources are out there, how would we staff this thing, so that in case, there's a real deal breaker in the proposal from IDA, that we haven't lost time.
Okay.
If I could, just to, kind of give my 2 cents on where I think we should go on this. I think I can say without hesitation that I am a strong proponent of partnering with IDA and the other collar counties. I think that if we had the opportunity to utilize all of our energy and resources on marketing the program, on connecting to the hardest hit communities, on assisting our nonprofit agencies, and so that they can reach out to their most needy clients who maybe don't have access to technology, so we could set up, places where people can get assistance, how to upload their documents. I think directing our energy towards marketing and outreach and making sure our residents know exactly how to utilize the program, I think we would be more successful. Obviously, we have to have the guardrails so that DuPage County residents get the assistance. I think, the downside of working with IDA is they may propose a program that's slightly different than what we might do, just in terms of timing or process. But I think the upsides to working in a kind of regional or statewide cooperation, in my personal opinion, is the way to go. So we'll see when IDA comes back with the draft plan. If it's something that we feel like is going to benefit residents, if we can really get out there and reach deep into our communities and make sure that we're really connecting to those hardest hit residents, I think that would be the most successful model for us.
Great, thank you, Mary. Are there any other questions from the board members? Anybody? No. Okay, thank you so much. I think it is the goal of all of this board to make sure that our residents that their needs are met first. And in doing that, if we don't have to reinvent the wheel and we have an agency that's done this, that would be probably the best way to go. And, we can, like you said, Mary, we can use the money that we might save for putting out a really aggressive campaign ad. So thank you so much for bringing this forward. It's great information for the board to have.
Thank you.
Okay, and with that, we move on to item number 6, approval of minutes. I'll entertain a motion to approve the minutes of the January 12th, 2021 regular meeting of the Finance Committee.
So moved.
So moved by Tornatore, second by Rutledge. Can we have a roll call, please? Or any discussion? Okay, seeing none, can we have a roll call, please?
Member Tornatore,
Aye.
Member Zay,
Aye.
Member Chaplin,
Aye.
Member Chavez,
Aye.
Member Covert, Member Desart,
Aye.
Member DeCiani,
Aye.
Member Eckhoff,
Aye.
Member Garcia,
Aye.
Member Hart,
Aye.
Member Krajewski,
Aye.
Member LaPlante,
Aye.
Member Ozog,
Aye.
Member Pachowski,
Aye.
Member Renahan,
Aye.
Member Rutledge, Member Schwarzy,
Aye.
Member Selman.
Aye.
All ayes, the motion passes. Great, we move on to item number 7, budget transfers. I'll entertain a motion to approve FIR 010321 resolution budget transfers 12621.
So moved, Rutledge.
So moved by Rutledge,
Second.
second by Tornatore. Are there any questions on the budget transfers? Okay, seeing none, can we have a roll call, please?
Member Rutledge, Member Schwarzy,
Aye.
Member Selman,
Aye.
Member Tornatore,
Aye.
Member Zay,
Aye.
Member Chaplin,
Aye.
Member Chavez,
Aye.
Member Covert, Member Desart,
Aye.
Member DeCiani,
Aye.
Member Eckhoff,
Aye.
Member Garcia,
Aye.
Member Hart,
Aye.
Member Krajewski,
Aye.
Member LaPlante,
Aye.
Member Ozog,
Aye.
Member Pachowski,
Aye.
Member Renahan.
Aye.
All ayes, the motion carries. Okay, we move on to item number 8, procurement requisitions. Finance, Vice Chair Krajewski.
Yeah, I moved to place on file for informational purposes, the Mesero Insurance Services purchase of our healthcare liability insurance for the jail.
Moved by Member Krajewski, second by Rutledge. Any questions? I see Member Pachowski has a question. Oh, we can't hear you. Oh, Don, you're on mute.
All right, thank you. Is there a reason why Landmark didn't want to renew this? I was curious as to why they didn't want to renew.
Yeah, Jeff will come up and speak to that.
Actually, that's a good question. I have our risk manager, Pat Genovese, on to answer that question. Pat, are you there?
Yes. Can you hear me?
Yes.
The reason they did not renew was they decided to get out of the business entirely. It wasn't specific just to us. It was all their clients that they provided medical malpractice insurance to.
Are we paying the same amount of money that we paid to Landmark, or is there additional?
There was an increase due to the new insurance carrier, but as you can see, there was like 21 quotes that we asked for, and this was the lowest that came in.
All right, thank you.
You're welcome.
Thank you, Member Pachowski. Are there any other questions or comments on this item? Okay, seeing none, can we have a roll call?
Just real quick.
Yeah.
For Mr. Genovese, did the same carrier that we had, I mean, it was a different agent, but the same carrier, did they quote this? That we had last year?
The same carrier that we've had in the past decided not to renew because they wanted to get out of the business entirely.
Okay, so Landmark was the insurance carrier, not the agent.
Correct.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you, Member Krajewski. Are there any more questions or comments? Okay, seeing none, can we have a roll call, please?
Member Krajewski.
Aye.
Member LaPlante.
Aye.
Member Ozog.
Aye.
Member Pachowski.
Aye.
Member Renahan.
Aye.
Member Rutledge. Aye. Member Schwarzy.
Aye.
Member Selman.
Aye.
Member Tornatori.
Aye.
Member Zay.
Aye.
Member Chaplin.
Aye.
Member Chavez.
Aye.
Member Covert. Member Desart.
Aye.
Member DeCiani.
Aye.
Member Eckhoff. Member Garcia.
Aye.
Member Hart.
All ayes, the motion carries. With that, we move on to item B, Public Works. Member Ozog.
Thank you, Madam Chairman. I move to approve PWP 0019-21, recommendation for the approval of a contract to Home Depot for maintenance, repair, operating industrial supplies and related products for a 4-year period from February 1st, 2021, excuse me, through January 31st, 2025 for Public Works for a total contract amount not to exceed $100,000, pricing in compliance with ILCS 525/2, quote, Government Joint Purchasing Act, U.S. Communities Contract, hashtag 16154. Thank you. May I have a second?
We have a motion by Member Ozog. Is there a second?
Second, Desart.
Thank you.
By Member Desart. Is there any discussion or questions on this item? Okay, seeing none, can we please have a roll call?
Member Ozog.
Aye.
Member Pachowski.
Aye.
Member Renahan.
Aye.
Member Rutledge. Aye. Member Schwarzy.
Aye.
Member Selman.
Aye.
Member Tornatori.
Aye.
Member Zay.
Aye.
Member Chaplin.
Aye.
Member Chavez.
Aye.
Member Covert. Member Desart.
Aye.
Member DeCiani.
Aye.
Member Eckhoff. Member Garcia.
Aye.
Member Hart.
Aye.
Member Krajewski.
Aye.
Member LaPlante.
Aye.
All ayes, the motion carries. We will move on to item number C, Technology. Member Selman.
Thank you, Madam Chair. I move on TEP 20-21, recommendation for the approval of a contract to Dell Inc. for Microsoft Unified Support Agreement for a period of February 1st, 2021 through January 31st, 2022 for a contract total of $142,364.26 via a cooperative purchasing agreement.
Second, Desart.
We have a motion by Member Selman and a second by Member Desart. Is there any discussion? Seeing none, can we have a roll call, please?
Member Selman.
Aye.
Member Tornatori.
Aye.
Member Zay.
Aye.
Member Chaplin.
Aye.
Member Chavez.
Aye.
Member Covert. Member Desart.
Aye.
Member DeCiani.
Aye.
Member Eckhoff. Member Garcia.
Aye.
Member Hart.
Aye.
Member Krajewski.
Aye.
Member LaPlante.
Aye.
Member Ozog.
Aye.
Member Pachowski.
Aye.
Member Renahan.
Aye.
Member Rutledge. Aye. Member Schwarzy.
Aye.
All ayes, the motion carries. We move on to item number D, Transportation. Member Polchowski.
Good morning, Madam Chairman. I'd like to combine agenda items 1 through 9 under Transportation Finance.
Second, DeCiani.
We have a motion to combine and a second by Polchowski and a second by Member DeCiani. Okay, please proceed.
There's a question.
Oh, any questions? Sorry, guys. Oh, Dawn, I'm sorry. I didn't see you there. Member Desart, sorry.
Okay, I just wanted to take this opportunity to publicly applaud applaud Chris Snyder and his team. Under transportation, we're seeing here several items with a decreased percentage, and I think that's rare and commendable. So I just wanted to say bravo and good job, and it's nice to see decreases. Thank you.
Okay. Any further discussion? Okay, can we have a roll call, please? Oh, yes, yes. Combine and approve combine it.
I'm told we cannot do both, so I will combine, and then after they're combined, I'll have a new motion to approve, and that'll be a roll call vote as well.
Okay. So we have a motion to combine in a second. Roll call, please.
Member Pachowski,
Aye.
Member Renahan,
Aye.
Member Rutledge,
Aye.
Member Schwarzy,
Aye.
Member Selman,
Aye.
Member Tornatori,
Aye.
Member Zay,
Aye.
Member Chaplin,
Aye.
Member Chavez,
Aye.
Member Covert, Member Desart,
Aye.
Member DeCiani,
Aye.
Member Eckhoff, Member Garcia,
Aye.
Member Hart,
Aye.
Member Krajewski,
Aye.
Member LaPlante,
Aye.
and Member Ozog.
Aye.
Items are combined.
Thank you. Madam Chairman, I would move to approve now agenda items 1 through 9 under Transportation Finance Agenda.
We have a motion to approve
Second, Desart.
by Member Pachowski and a second by Member Desart. Can we have any discussion on these items? Okay, seeing none, can we have a roll call, please?
Member Pachowski,
Aye.
Member Renahan,
Aye.
Member Rutledge,
Aye.
Member Schwarzy,
Aye.
Member Selman,
Aye.
Member Tornatori,
Aye.
Member Zay,
Aye.
Member Chaplin,
Aye.
Member Chavez,
Aye.
Member Covert, Member Desart,
Aye.
Member DeCiani,
Aye.
Member Eckhoff, Member Garcia,
Aye.
Member Hart,
Aye.
Member Krajewski,
Aye.
Member LaPlante,
Aye.
and Member Ozog.
Aye.
Okay, thank you. With that, we move on to finance resolutions. Vice Chair Krajewski.
Yeah, move to combine items A through E, which are all acceptance appropriation resolutions.
We have a motion to combine A through E.
Second, Desart.
Okay, I'm sorry, Member Krajewski, did you say combine and approve?
No, just combine. I think we have to combine them, then approve them, right?
Okay, okay. We have a motion to combine. Is there any discussion?
Second, Desart.
Second by Member Desart. Can we have a roll call, please?
Member Krajewski,
Aye.
Member LaPlante,
Aye.
Member Ozog,
Aye.
Member Pachowski,
Aye.
Member Renahan,
Aye.
Member Rutledge,
Aye.
Member Schwarzy,
Aye.
Member Selman,
Aye.
Member Tornatori,
Aye.
Member Zay,
Aye.
Member Chaplin,
Aye.
Member Chavez,
Aye.
Member Covert, Member Desart,
Aye.
Member DeCiani,
Aye.
Member Eckhoff, Member Garcia,
Aye.
Member Hart.
Aye.
Okay, the motion to combine passes. Please proceed, Member.
I move to approve agenda items A through E, the resolutions for acceptance and appropriations.
Second, Pachowski.
We have a motion by Member Krajewski, a second by Member Pachowski. Is there any questions or discussion? Okay, seeing none, can we have a roll call, please?
Member Krajewski,
Aye.
Member LaPlante,
Aye.
Member Ozog,
Aye.
Member Pachowski,
Aye.
Member Renahan,
Aye.
Member Rutledge,
Aye.
Member Schwarzy,
Aye.
Member Selman,
Aye.
Member Tornatori,
Aye.
Member Zay,
Aye.
Chaplin,
Aye.
Member Chavez,
Aye.
Member Covert, Member Desart,
Aye.
Member DeCiani,
Aye.
Member Eckhoff, Member Garcia,
Aye.
and Member Hart.
Aye.
Great, thank you. The motion carries. Please proceed, Member Krajewski.
Thank you. I move to combine items F through J, which are additional appropriation resolutions.
Do we have a second to combine?
Second, Selman.
We have a motion by Member Krajewski, a second by Member Selman to combine. Are there any questions? Okay, no questions or comments. Please proceed, Member Krajewski. Or roll call, I'm sorry.
Member Krajewski,
Aye.
Member LaPlante,
Aye.
Member Ozog,
Aye.
Member Pachowski,
Aye.
Member Renahan,
Aye.
Member Rutledge,
Aye.
Member Schwarzy,
Aye.
Member Selman,
Aye.
Member Tornatori,
Aye.
Member Zay,
Aye.
Member Chaplin,
Aye.
Member Chavez,
Aye.
Member Covert, Member Desart,
Aye.
Member DeCiani,
Aye.
Member Eckhoff, Member Garcia,
Aye.
and Member Hart.
Aye.
The items are combined. Please proceed, Member Krajewski.
I move to approve items F through J on the finance agenda.
Second Chavez.
We have a motion by Member Krajewski and a second by Member Chavez. Are there any questions? Okay, seeing none, can we have a roll call, please?
Member Krajewski,
Aye.
Member LaPlante,
Aye.
Member Ozog,
Aye.
Member Pachowski,
Aye.
Member Renahan,
Aye.
Member Rutledge,
Aye.
Member Schwarzy,
Aye.
Member Selman,
Aye.
Member Tornatore, Member Zay,
Aye.
Member Chaplin,
Aye.
Member Chavez,
Aye.
Member Covert, Member Desart,
Aye.
Member DeCiani,
Aye.
Member Eckhoff, Member Garcia,
Aye.
and Member Hart.
Aye.
All ayes, the motion carries. Please proceed, Member Krajewski.
I move to approve FIR 0097-21, which is a resolution approving an extension to the grant agreement with the Wooddale, or to the Bensonville Wooddale Food Pantry. It's a COVID item.
Second, Selman.
We have a motion by Member Krajewski and a second by Member Solomon. Is there any discussion? Questions? Okay, seeing none, can we please have a roll call?
Member Krajewski,
Aye.
Member LaPlante,
Aye.
Member Ozog,
Aye.
Member Pachowski,
Aye.
Member Renahan,
Aye.
Member Rutledge,
Aye.
Member Schwarzy,
Aye.
Member Selman,
Aye.
Member Tornatore,
Aye.
Member Zay,
Aye.
Member Chaplin,
Aye.
Member Chavez,
Aye.
Member Covert, Member Desart,
Aye.
Member DeCiani,
Aye.
Member Eckhoff, Member Garcia,
Aye.
and Member Hart.
Aye.
All ayes, the motion carries. Member Krajewski, please proceed.
I move on FIR 0090-21, resolution recommendation for approval of payment to the Emergency Telephone System Board, which is COVID item for $17.95.
Second, Shorzy.
Second, Renahan.
We have a motion by Member Krajewski and a second by Member Rutledge. Are there any questions? Okay, seeing none, can we please have a roll call?
Member Krajewski,
Aye.
Member LaPlante,
Aye.
Member Ozog,
Aye.
Member Pachowski,
Aye.
Member Renahan,
Aye.
Member Rutledge,
Aye.
Member Schwarzy,
Aye.
Member Selman,
Aye.
Member Tornatore, Member Zay,
Aye.
Member Chaplin,
Aye.
Member Chavez,
Aye.
Member Covert, Member Desart,
Aye.
Member DeCiani,
Aye.
Member Eckhoff, Member Garcia,
Aye.
and Member Hart.
Aye.
All ayes, the motion carries. Member Krajewski.
So I move on FIR 0098-21 with resolution recommendation for approval of payment to the DuPage County Health Department for reimbursement of COVID-19 eligible expenses, $1,667,436.75.
Second, Garcia.
We have a motion by Member Krajewski and a second by Member Rutledge. Any questions, comments? Okay, seeing none, can we have a roll call, please?
Member Krajewski.
Aye.
Member LaPlante,
Aye.
Member Ozog,
Aye.
Member Pachowski,
Aye.
Member Renahan,
Aye.
Member Rutledge,
Aye.
Member Schwarzy,
Aye.
Member Selman,
Aye.
Member Tornatore,
Aye.
Member Zay,
Aye.
Member Chaplin,
Aye.
Member Chavez,
Aye.
Member Covert, Member Desart,
Aye.
Member DeCiani,
Aye.
Member Eckhoff, Member Garcia,
Aye.
and Member Hart.
Aye.
All ayes, the motion carries. Member Krajewski, please proceed.
I move on FIR 0101-21, recommendation approval of a budget allocation amendment for the DuPage County Sheriff's Office for COVID eligible expenses not to exceed $72,216.40.
Second, Shorzy.
We have a motion by Member Krajewski, a second by Member Schwarzy. Do we have any questions? Okay, can we have a roll call, please?
Member Krajewski,
Aye.
Member LaPlante,
Aye.
Member Ozog,
Aye.
Member Pachowski,
Aye.
Member Renahan,
Aye.
Member Rutledge,
Aye.
Member Schwarzy,
Aye.
Member Selman,
Aye.
Member Tornatori,
Aye.
Member Zay,
Aye.
Member Chaplin,
Aye.
Member Chavez,
Aye.
Member Covert is here. I'm sorry, I'm late. Just for the record, thank you.
Good morning, Member Covert,
Good morning.
Member Desart,
Aye.
Member DeCiani,
Aye.
Member Eckhoff, Member Garcia,
Aye.
and Member Hart.
Aye.
All ayes, the motion carries. Member Krajewski?
I move on FIR 0087-21, resolution placing names on payroll.
We have a motion by Member Krajewski. Is there a second?
Kevin Garcia.
Second by Member Rutledge. Is there any discussion on this item? Okay, seeing none, can we have a roll call, please?
Member Krajewski,
Aye.
Member LaPlante,
Aye.
Member Ozog,
Aye.
Member Pachowski,
Aye.
Member Renahan,
Aye.
Member Rutledge,
Aye.
Member Schwarzy,
Aye.
Member Selman,
Aye.
Member Tornatori,
Aye.
Member Zay,
Aye.
Member Chaplin,
Aye.
Member Chavez,
Aye.
Member
Member Covert, I'm sorry, you skipped me. Member Covert is an aye.
Thank you. Member Desart,
Aye.
Member DeCiani,
Aye.
Member Eckhoff, Member Garcia,
Aye.
Member Hart.
Aye.
All ayes, the motion carries. Member Krajewski?
Last, I move on FICO 0001-21, recommendation approval of a second amendment issued to Corvell Corporation as our third-party administrator for claims.
Second, start.
We have a motion by Member Krajewski and a second by Member Desart. Are there any questions? Okay, seeing none, can we have a roll call, please?
Member Krajewski,
Aye.
Member LaPlante,
Aye.
Member Ozog,
Aye.
Member Pachowski,
Aye.
Member Renahan,
Aye.
Member Rutledge,
Aye.
Member Schwarzy,
Aye.
Member Selman,
Aye.
Member Tornatori,
Aye.
Member Zay,
Aye.
Member Chaplin,
Aye.
Member Chavez,
Aye.
Member Covert is an aye. I'm sorry. Can we get my attendance on the record so we can get the roll call?
Excuse me, Member Covert, you go after Member Chavez. So it's Member Chavez, Member Covert, Member
Oh,
Desart.
I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry.
Thank you, thank you.
Sorry.
Please proceed.
thank you. Member Desart,
Aye.
Member DeCiani,
Aye.
Member Eckhoff, Member Garcia,
Aye.
and Member Hart.
Aye.
All ayes, the motion carries. We move on to item number 10, informational. Member Krajewski, please.
I move to receive and place on file informational, A, payment of claims, B, wire transfers, C, appointments, and D, grant proposal notifications.
We have a motion by Member Krajewski. There's a second by Member Tornatori. Do we have any questions? Members Zay, please.
Yes, thank you. I'm sorry. We usually don't have questions on this, but a couple of weeks ago, we received a memo from the auditor about a purchase from the clerk's office and that would come back to the county board for approval. I've been told this was now approved by the auditor and put on the payment of claims. So I don't know if the auditor is on and he can explain why the change on this. I would assume that would come back to us at a certain time for approval and explanation on why he flagged it in the first place. I don't know if he's on or somebody from his office is on and can explain why the change.
Auditor White.
Okay. First of all, one issue was the lack of a budget.
Oh, we
transfer.
can't. Is the microphone on?
Is the microphone on? Can you hear me?
Yes.
Okay. I'll take this up here. One issue was the lack of a budget transfer, which was approved unanimously at the previous meeting. Whether the invoice needs to be specifically approved by the county board is an open question being interpreted by the state's attorney at this point, and it may take some time until we have an answer as to whether that's required or not. And in the interest of having the Joe Cotton Ford paid, I authorize that it be approved to be paid. Thank you.
Okay, thank you. So then you're still looking into it. So thank you very much.
Thank you. Are there any other questions? Okay, seeing none, can we have a roll call, please?
Member Krajewski.
Aye.
Member LaPlante.
Aye.
Member Ozog.
Aye.
Member Pachalski.
Aye.
Member Renahan.
Aye.
Member Rutledge.
Aye.
Member Schwarzy.
Aye.
Member Selman.
Aye.
Member Tornatori.
Aye.
Member Zay.
Aye.
Member Chaplin.
Aye.
Member Chavez.
Aye.
Member Covert.
Aye.
Member Desart.
Aye.
Member DeCiani.
Aye.
Member Eckhoff. Member Garcia.
Aye.
And Member Hart. Member Hart.
Member Hart.
Aye.
Thank you.
All ayes, and that passes. Do we have any old business? Seeing none. Any new business? Member Desart.
Thank you, Chairman. I just wanted to let everybody know that today at 1 o'clock during the legislative session, we're going to be hearing from Senator Curran and from State Rep Conroy. So you're all invited to attend the legislative session at 1 o'clock for these exciting guests. Thank you.
Great, thank you. Any other old or new business? Okay, seeing none. Next, I will entertain a motion to adjourn. So moved by Member Tornatori.
Second, Ozog.
Second by Member Rutledge. Any comments or questions? Okay, can we please have a roll call?
Yes, ma'am. Member Tornatori. Member Zay.
Aye.
Member Chaplin.
Aye.
Member Chavez.
Aye.
Member Covert.
Aye.
Member Desart.
Aye.
Member DeCiani.
Aye.
Member Eckhoff. Member Garcia.
Aye.
Member Hart.
Aye.
Member Krajewski.
Aye.
Member LaPlante.
Aye.
Member Ozog.
Aye.
Member Pachalski.
Aye.
Member Renahan.
Aye.
Member Rutledge.
Aye.
Member Schwarzy.
Aye.
And Member Selman.
Aye.
The motion passes. We will